Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
They are alpacas. Alpacas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Wildcard Cinema here on the Full Circle Radio Network. I'm your producer, JJAlexander. Joining me on this cold winter evening are my co-hosts, Mark and Greg. Gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight?
Peachy.
Hanging in there.
Yeah. We're all still kind of stunned over the Rob Reiner news earlier today, so. Or well,
yes.
I didn't see your chat from last night, and I woke up and I was like, "Oh man, I want to know what happened."
Yeah,
it's rough stuff. Thankfully, we have a president who had some kind words to say in his memory.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Well,
about yourself.
I'm going to pull the whole Patton Oswalt thing. Watch your Princess Bride 12 times in one day.
Oh, depression.
Lots of great movies. Lots of great movies.
Yes. Two of his movies are in my top 20 of all time. So,
let me guess: Misery and Spinal Tap.
No,
Neither one.
I mean, I like both of those, but they're not in my top 20.
Oh, then what are your
Princess Bride and A Few Good Men?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched Spinal Tap 2 a couple weeks ago.
I have not watched it yet. It's on HBO Max now, so.
Yep, it is.
And
I think the best joke in that entire movie came during the credits, and they were just throwing in outtakes.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. How about you? Anything else like particular going on?
Not all that much.
Yeah, I think we're all just hunkering down, trying to get through the rest of this year before we get to our year-end smorgasbord of how many movies that we all cross off the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is episode 5 of this season of Wildcard Cinema, so we're technically hitting almost the halfway point by the end of this. We'll technically hit it halfway through the next episode, but who's counting? We are a blind draw movie review podcast. The rules here apply a little differently than most other places. But rather than for me, I think I can just let Past JJ handle that. So we have a total of 11 episodes in the season. Every episode features reviews of 3 distinct movies, one from each of our 3 panelists. That means every week, you're getting 3 different perspectives and 3 different films to analyze and dissect. Before the beginning of the season, each of us has written down our movie selections on slips of paper. Those slips went into our own personal containers, a collector's cup, wine glass, a crystal skull, whatever seemed to work at the time. At the end of each episode, we each make a blind pull from our stash, and those 3 pulls become the movies we'll review on the following show. The films we review today were chosen at the end of episode 4. When we make our pulls, we all have to keep a straight face. No tipping your hand, no smirks, and no groans. Just a straight-up poker face. That way, nobody knows what to expect until we hit that record button on the following episode. Now, the reasoning behind our movie choices can be just about anything. This isn't exclusively about movies we like. Maybe it's a film we think deserves more attention. or one we feel was overhyped. Maybe it has a fascinating story behind its production. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a movie that one of us absolutely hates and wants to vent about to the group. Each panelist has their dealer's choice on when they make their reveal. They can drop it before the discussion starts, or hold off until everyone else is weighed in. And then there's the show's namesake. Mixed in with those slips of paper is one that simply says wild card. If that gets pulled, that person gets to throw in a movie that wasn't part of their original lineup. Think of it like a sideboard card in tabletop gaming or the river card in poker. That one unpredictable element that keeps everyone on their toes. As of this episode, there are still 2 wild cards in play for the season. The one solid, long-standing rule is that every movie has to be available online, whether on a free or paid streaming service or on video on demand, so anyone watching can track it down and watch it at their leisure afterwards. So let's begin the fun. And from this point forward, spoilers ahead. All right. So,
Who's going first?
I think Mark should go first since he went last week. Or last
Okay.
episode.
All right.
Okay.
My movie was
All right.
1984's Buckaroo Banzai.
He's a rocker. Doctor.
Never know what I might be attached to.
Enter. He's broken the sound barrier. Philosopher.
No matter where you go, there you are.
And the only hero. Buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo. Curse you, Banzai! Who can save us all?
Evil! Tip of 8th dimension!
Launch thermal pod.
Buckaroo Banzai is pure nutty fun.
Buckaroo, you would have got your thruster.
Why don't you hold on to it for a while?
The cult sci-fi classic.
Run!
In a dimension all its own.
Real life Martians landing in New Jersey. If we blow this today,
Get him up.
there ain't no tomorrow.
Left, I said left. This is left. I mean by the phone. So you're right.
Buckaroo, the president's calling about is everything okay with the alien space cloud from Planet 10, or should we just go ahead and destroy Russia?
Tell him yes on 1 and no on 2.
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Which was yes, destroy Russia or number 2?
All right. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension, released in 1984, is directed by W.D. Richter, starring Peter Weller, John Lithgow, Jeff Goldblum, Ellen Barkin, Christopher Lloyd, 1,000 other people. Yeah.
Like everyone's in this. John Ashton is.
John Ashton, yeah. On a budget of $17 million, its initial worldwide box office was $6.3 million. The synopsis is: adventurer, brain surgeon, rock musician Buckaroo Banzai and his crime-fighting team, the Hong Kong Cavaliers, must stop evil alien invaders from the 8th dimension who are planning to conquer Earth. Dealer's choice, Mark?
I'm gonna tell you first.
Okay.
I selected this film because I love it, and I don't think anyone else I know pretty much has ever seen this. So I just wanted to talk about it. I was a super fan for a while. I haven't watched it in years, but I was a super fan for a while. I've got the DVD, I got the novel, I've got my Yoyodyne propulsion name tag, all kinds of stuff. And it was fun to rewatch it. But I had a slightly different opinion of it this time because it's been so long, but I'll get into that later. But that's why I chose it.
Okay. You want me to go, Greg?
Sure. Be my guest.
Okay. I have seen this before. More times than I know of, probably. Because this was like always thrown on like the Sci-Fi Channel back in the 90s. I could never get into this movie. I know it's beloved by so many people and it's gotten cult classic status, but I think John Carpenter did a lot better with They Live.
Not even
bullshit
comparable.
Well,
all of a sudden you can see the fucking aliens that are disguised as humans. That's They Live.
Yeah, it's the one aspect. Yeah, the one aspect of the movie. Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same plot. It's aliens trying to take over the Earth who are disguised as humans, and all of a sudden there's a way you can see who's the humans and who's the aliens. And I'm sorry, John Carpenter did it better, as I was saying. And that just the one joke from History of the World Part 1,
which was
from the French Revolution segment. Count the money, Monet.
Oh.
John Big Booty, John Big Booty. I'm like, I've heard this joke before. And
it still works.
There's just so much shit that this movie feels like it was supposed to be a trauma movie, except they're trying to take it too seriously. And by the time it gets to by the time it gets to the climax, it's like they really ran out of money, and everything the visuals look like shite, total shite, and I just so many thrown in subplots that don't need to be there, because it's and just. The beginning, you get all of this exposition thrown at you in the first 30 seconds in this text crawl. When it's it feels like every time I see the opening text crawl, I feel like it's a 5-year-old trying to tell me a story about a guy who's a superhero and a scientist and a this and a that and the other thing. Where I'm like, I could hear this from a child, but the fact that someone on massive amounts of cocaine approved this script, I just it doesn't surprise me that it bombed at the box office. I mean, granted, yes, it was released in 1984 when it had the worst fucking category of people to fucking compete against. You weren't getting shit done in 1984.
Yeah.
But it just
even great movies failed in 84.
Right, exactly. But every time I watch this, because I have friends besides Mark that are obsessed with this fucking movie. And I'm like, I get it. I like a good bad movie more than anyone else, but there's just so much shit going on with this fucking movie.
It definitely is a kitchen sink film.
Yeah,
yes,
it's overstuffed
exactly.
for sure.
All the shit with Ellen Barkin, it's they couldn't just make it his love interest. No, they had to make it the fucking separated identical twin of the love interest that died. Why? Why? Is this a telenovela or is this a sci-fi movie?
I think they were trying to build lore for the character because he's so absurd that every little detail of his life is some really weird story, epic story, and they went overboard for sure, but it's part of why I like it.
Too much fucking lore where you're like, what the fuck is going on now? And just it's I have so many fucking issues. The only and then fucking all I can think of is thinking back to the last episode and you talking about things that seem super racist. And meanwhile, you got fucking Carl Lumbly with the bad Jamaican accent, and you got the Asian fucking scientist with the bad Japanese accent. And I'm like, bro.
Okay.
And Peter Weller's supposed to be half samurai, and I'm like, bro, it's Peter Weller. If fucking Michael Jordan's on a box of Wheaties, Peter Weller's on a bag of Wonder Bread. No. like I like Peter Weller, but no. And Jeff Goldblum trying to be a cowboy because reasons. No.
That's the rationale, just reasons.
Yeah, this whole movie is because or because movie, and I can't get behind that. Like, it's absurdism trying to put itself into a serious bottle, and that does not work. Either be absurd and admit it, or don't fucking be absurd.
That's actually a very fair criticism.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I have like any other notes besides that. 2-inch exposition, John Carpenter, and then like, yeah, my last bit, like literally, like when the fucking when they blow up fucking Lizardo's fucking ship, and all of a sudden you just see fucking Buckaroo fucking parachuting down. I'm like, of course there was a parachute in that alien spacecraft because movie. Like, it's a spacecraft designed to go into space. Why would it have a fucking Earthling parachute in it? Because movie. That's why. So we could do a sequel that's never going to happen. No.
I was going to bring that up when you said it's got so much going on. I'm like, well, they could have saved some of it for the sequel that they teased.
Yeah, right?
They were so sure they were getting one.
Right.
I don't know if they were. That may have just been a joke, kind of like at the end of Back to the Future. It's like to be continued. Wasn't really meant to be a sequel.
Except they added the to be continued on the for Back to the Future. The to be continued was only on the home video release. It wasn't in the theater.
I don't know if that's true.
No,
It's true, dude. There's been like 8 documentaries about it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the first time I've ever heard that.
Bro, watch Back in Time. Watch fucking.
So where did it come from?
They added it on the home video release because it did so well in the box office. They went back to the Bobs and said, "We want a sequel."
I've listened to the commentary of Back to the Future, and they say that Zemeckis admits, he's like, we threw that in there as a joke because you could never really make a sequel to this.
All right,
they threw it in there as a joke on the home video release. I'm telling you, it wasn't in the theatrical.
So they shot it while they shot the movie and just didn't use it? Or they did reshoots to add an extra ending?
No, that was the ending.
No, the ending was the car flashing into the screen. And then to be continued was just added as an overlay on the last 4 seconds of the movie. Yeah.
I see.
Are you done, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll go. First of all, I want to say I'm a little upset because I thought it was my turn this season to pick a John Lithgow villain performance, and Mark went for 2 instead. And as far as Lithgow goes, what's with the accent? So bizarre.
He's
an
Italian scientist.
It's bizarre.
No, he's not. He's an alien.
No. The body, the man is an Italian scientist, and when he went through the wall into the other dimension, John Worfen possessed him. It's
a choice. It's a choice.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great choice. But
it feels more like John Lithgow didn't want to put on lizard makeup.
There are a lot of choices. So I have seen this before. Also, I just checked to see when I did because I thought it was about 3 years ago, and to my shock and awe, it was actually 7 years ago.
Wow.
So because of the pandemic, time swallows all. Yeah. So. Yeah. And when I watched it 7 years ago, I thought, what the fuck is everyone talking about? This is not good. And I watched it this time and I'm like, well, I like it more. I liked it more. Especially until it gets totally off the rails with so many subplots. Like the beginning is really cool. And I think other people thought it was cool because it's the beginning of Top Gun Maverick. They just fucking took it.
I wouldn't know. I never watched it. I have no
interest
interest
in
in
that
it
either.
Okay, so you guys haven't seen Top Gun Maverick. That's where he takes the vehicle and keeps pushing the bounds, and they keep saying, stop with the Mach. You can't reach Mach, whatever. Stop. And he just keeps going. That's the fucking opening of Top Gun Maverick. It's the exact same thing. So pretty amazing. Although I did get a kick this time noticing that the license plate is Rocket BB. Love it. So I don't know. I don't know what they were. I think the people who made this movie were going for like a Star Wars kind of like, but let's be nuttier than Star Wars, because the music sounds like Star Wars right away. And the script crawl obviously is reminiscent of Star Wars. So, yeah, I don't know. I have just some weird, random notes. Most of it about the cast, because, like Jeff Goldblum, man, he's got one of the wildest early acting resumes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost positive he's one of the rapists in Death Wish.
He is. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, straight wild. Clancy Brown looking mad young, even though it's only 40 years ago. He looks about 80 years younger.
Now, this was like right before he did Highlander.
What else? When I saw it 7 years ago, it was right in Breaking Bad. Right after Breaking Bad wrapped up, and I noticed Mike from Breaking Bad because he has the same grizzled voice, even though he has a head of hair and no wrinkles. So,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I think Joe's kind of right. So you could kind of start seeing the money kind of evaporate. Like they have a bubble wrap eye bandanas. Don't understand that. Okay.
It was just a joke.
Yeah, Sally Jesse Raphael looks like she stole her whole eyeglass look from Buckaroo. I tell you one thing, I do want a battle of the bands between another fictional wildcard cinema band. I want Banzai Band and Streets of Fire Band to battle it out. Please, let's go.
Ellen Aim wins that hands down, motherfucker.
I did love the first time I watched it, I do remember loving the end credits. And it didn't pop to me as good this time, maybe because I liked the movie a little bit more. But like I said, like Joe said, like the fact that it teases a sequel is before it is fucking ridiculous, unless it was a joke. If it's a joke, that's a decent one. And to close it out, I still understand the massive cult following, but it's definitely better than what I thought the first time I watched it. But still, it's not something. It should be a movie that I should be like 100% on board with, and it's not. Probably won't watch it again. Now that I've seen it the one time and the second helping, and liked it a little bit more, but probably wouldn't revisit. So
there's a 3-part documentary series that I have it on the drive on cult classics. It was like 3 different documentaries done on cult classics. One focused on comedies, one focused on horror, one focused on sci-fi. And I think this is comedies one. And W.D. Richter's in it is like, yeah, I still don't know what the fuck this movie's supposed to be about. Like when the director is like, yeah, I don't know what this movie is.
That's a problem.
And this was filmed like within the last 10 years, were these documentaries. So.
I think I'll watch that. I'll dig that up.
Yeah, it's if you look in my documentaries collections, it's under movie genre docs. They're all 3 are in there.
Cool. Well, W.D. Richter has a pretty long filmography. He used to be a screenwriter. He started off and then he directed this. He wrote the movie Slither, not the James Gunn one, but it's from, I think it's 1972 with James Caan and Peter Boyle, which I'm a personal fan of that. He also did the rewrite of Big Trouble in Little China, which made it a comedy because it wasn't originally supposed to be what it became.
Right, it was supposed to be serious,
Western, I think, And that movie, the cryogenically frozen movie, Late for Dinner, he wrote that as well. So he's got a lot of talent. I think this may be the only thing he directed, if I'm not mistaken. Now that I think about it,
he also wrote Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is kind of funny because it's loosely sort of
Yeah.
Kind of similar. Kind of similar.
Yeah.
I just think there's a slew of other movies that took properties from this and did it better. Oh, that's just me.
Just on my rewatching, it was dragging in a number of places, and I saw more of the flaws because I'm like, how much longer is there?
And it's not that long of a movie.
It's what?
It's not that long of a movie.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's an hour 43. It could probably lose 10.
Yeah, and there's an opening that they cut with Jamie Lee Curtis. What? I didn't hear you say.
I said the problem is you cut 10 minutes, but there's so much lore jammed into this fucking thing that if you cut 10 minutes, it's going to be even more confusing. But then it's like, if you try to like give them more time, they'll just try to jam more lore in there.
That's possible.
Like it's a no-win situation. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious how I'm sitting here watching it, and like I forget what it was, but I just roll my eyes at one point, and Melissa's walking out here. She's my rolling eyes, and she's like, "Oh, Mark chose this movie, huh?" Because she knows if it's something utterly terrible on the screen and I'm not liking it, that I'm not the one that put it on.
I see.
Oh God! Anything else to add to that, Mark?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, if you are interested in watching the adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension, it is currently available on YouTube, Fubo, Philo, Pluto, Tubi, and Hoopla. So you have quite a few selection choices. So if you really feel like watching, there you go. Yeah. Oh, all right. So before we get going on the next one, I might as well pay the bills. Let you all know this episode of Wildcard Cinema, like our past ones, is brought to you by our good friends DUBBY Energy and Hydration. I'm hydrating because it's almost 10 o'clock at night. And I didn't write up another ad read because I was dealing with StreamYard being stupid. So all I can say is when you're dealing with StreamYard being stupid and you need to keep going and you've got editing to do because you've got a video you shot last week and still haven't edited to publish out, make sure you reach for the DUBBY. Whether you need to get that little boost going for that nudge over the finish line with flavors like Galaxy Grenade, Dub Sledge, and Grand Water, or you need the hydration with good old things like Splash, sure you go and get that DUBBY. And I'm sure they're running some sort of specials with some merch packs over at the website right now for the holiday season. I had not looked it up, but I know that they're doing it. So what you can do is you can on that little QR code that's next to me right there. You can creep on down to the description for a link, or you can go to dubby.gg and at checkout, use the code FULLRADIO for 10% off your order. And that's every order, not just your first one. So don't be a dummy. Get yourself a tubby of DUBBY. DUBBY, be better. Oh. All right. Greg, you ready?
Me next?
Yes.
Sounds good. I chose 2018's Bad Times at the El Royale.
The El Royale is a bi-state establishment. You have the option to choose a room in either California or Nevada.
How'd you end up at the El Royale?
The Ritz-Carlton was booked.
This place used to be hustling and bustling. Old D. Martin even sang a song about it once.
This is not a place for a priest, Father. You shouldn't be here.
We might need to work on your sales pitch, son. The El Royale, no place for a priest.
This old heart of mine's been broke 1,000 times. Each time you break away, I think you're gonna stay. Lonely nights that come, memories that flow, bring
You watch me? I only watch who they tell me to watch. Who's they? Management.
Baby, it's my
Would you mind opening up the door?
No, I ain't gonna do that.
Each day that passes by.
We have to get as far away from him as possible.
Howdy.
I'm not really a priest.
Yeah. No shit.
Released in 2008, Bad Times at the El Royale was written, directed, and produced by Drew Goddard, starring Jeff Bridges, Cynthia Erivo, Lewis Pullman, Chris Hemsworth, Dakota Johnson, John. $32 million. Its worldwide box office was $31.8 million. The synopsis is 1969. 4 strangers check in at the El Royale Hotel. The hotel is deserted by a single desk clerk. Some of the new guests' reasons for being there are less than innocent, and some are not what they appear to be. Dealer's choice, Greg?
Gonna go first just because I want to highlight one major aspect of the movie, which is really why I picked it.
Okay.
I have seen this before, saw it in the movie theater, and slowly and steadily over the years following, the people who were in the movie who are not huge stars are all now huge stars. Whoever cast this movie, wow. I mean, dynamite. That
was Goddard himself.
You got big names and then people who would explode in popularity over the next time. I'm gonna point out those 4 people right now. Dakota Johnson, who had done 50 Shades before this. This was her first movie after that. And who knows if you had 50 Shades success and you would never be in anything else ever again. Nope. She's great. Kaylee Spaney, who plays her sister, this is her second movie, and she's been nominated for Best Actress. And she's in the Alien movies now.
She's in everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lewis Pullman, who of course Nepo baby, but still he's great.
Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, true. But Lewis Pullman's great. I mean, he's in a TV show with Brie Larson called Lessons in Chemistry. I'm pretty sure he got nominated for an Emmy for it. He just did the Thunderbolts where he played the villain. He's going to be starring in the new Spaceballs sequel. I'm assuming he's the star because he's the younger actor.
Yeah.
And let me highlight the biggest of them all, Cynthia fucking Erivo, who I got to be honest, when I first saw the movie, I thought it was Jennifer Hudson, not because she's just another, black singer, because I swore I saw Jennifer Hudson's name on the poster before I saw this movie. I don't know what my brain was dialing in on, but I mean, this is her first movie. No, actually, technically her second movie, small part in Widows, but she was always incredible the first time I saw it. And now obviously she's, she can do any fucking movie she wants the rest of her career, pretty much. I will say I think is about 70% less of the person you see on this movie. She is skeletal now. And yeah.
Her and Ariana Grande are both skeletons and nobody wants to talk about it.
But man, can she sing, because
Oh yeah.
Some of the highlights of this are her singing, and it's incredible. So that's mainly, I wanted to see it again, and I wanted to highlight just the fantastic job they did casting this. With one exception, I think is a horrible casting decision. I'll get to that when I come back around, and I'll let you guys go, because as I said when I saw this the first time, I wasn't totally in love with it. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good for a Tarantino riff, because there's a sliding scale on which one of those work and which don't, and this one works pretty well, especially upon rewatch, until one part, which I will get to, like I said. But have at it, fellas.
You can do the honors, Mark.
Okay. So I had seen this before. It was a few years ago, and I really liked it. And I was happy to watch it again. A lot of the stuff I had forgotten just over time. So I was pleasantly surprised by some of the twists because I just forgot about them. And I thought all the acting was off the charts incredible. I was... I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me figure this out. I love me some Jeff Bridges, don't get me wrong. But at what point did he start talking like he's got a lozenge in his mouth?
Yeah, that does happen.
He's like marble mouthed.
It was like a year after Iron Man.
Did he have a stroke?
Sorry, not a year after. No, a year after Tron Legacy.
Okay. Yeah, it's just
he's just slowing down.
I guess. Playing another Flynn after Tron.
Right. I didn't even put two and two together.
I did.
I don't know much about Cynthia Erivo, but I was blown away by her performance. Chris Hemsworth, always a breath of fresh air in whatever movie he wanders into. Thought he was really good. I get the Tarantino bit of the similarities in the filmmaking style, but I think it stands pretty well on its own.
Right. Godard is known for deconstructing movies as well. So
yeah. When he did Cabin in the Woods. He used to write on Buffy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he's good at what he does, and it's also a really beautiful movie. Like visually, it's everything really pops. It's like eye candy. A lot of colored lighting. Even every room in the hotel is got a different motif with different lighting and different color. It was really cool. That's about all I can think of to say, really.
Okay. Well, if anything comes to you, feel free to jump back in. Sure. I had not seen this. This had been one of those movies that was on my to-do list for forever. Like I had been meaning to watch it. I just never gotten around to it. And so I want to thank you, Greg, for actually making me have to sit down and watch it. I'm kind of kicking myself for having waited 7 years to watch it, because I dug the hell out of this movie. Right from the jump. Like I loved the atmosphere. The fucking soundtrack was fucking great.
Yeah,
like everyone's just firing on all cylinders. I noticed the themes of what Godard was going for right from the get-go. I was like, I get it, and that kept coming back up. I was like, awesome. Like it was clicking. Everything was fucking clicking. I had like this. I don't have a lot of notes. I had the slightest qualms about it, and they were more like just like funny like observations, because I remember when this movie was getting ready to premiere. I remember such a media. I couldn't go an hour without seeing a commercial for this movie. Like no matter what,
they oversaturated with the marketing. I do remember that.
Because every hour I would see a teaser for Bad Time at the El Royale. I'm like, I want to see this. I just have, and but the thing was, every time they would show it, number one, they based way too much of the trailer. Like that was like one of the 8 trailers. They based way too much of the TV stats around Chris Hemsworth for a guy that doesn't show up until the third act. That was but the thing was, and I don't know what it is, and I think it was just I never realized, like, in the commercials, that it was Chris Hemsworth. Like, every time I would see him, he would look like fucking the dude. I forget the dude's name, but he played Sewage Joe on Parks and Rec. He looked like Sewage Joe from Parks and Rec. The guy who was always trying to get Leslie Knope to come hang out in his van. Like, every time I would see Hemsworth doing the walk, I'm like, it's Sewage Joe. And then the movie opens with Nick Offerman, and I was just like, I love Nick Offerman, but can we get a time where Nick Offerman is not just fucking playing Ron Swanson in a different fucking outfit? Because literally, what do you see Nick Offerman do? And he's like fucking tearing the room apart and redoing it. Like, I'm like, this is Ron Swanson on the fourth floor. Well, and so, like, one of the funny things I thought was just like my headcanon. We have Ron Swanson, Sewage Joe, and Gary Gergich all in the same fucking movie, even though the one isn't, but still. But yeah, that one scene when Dakota Johnson is sitting down talking to Louis, like when he's got the shrapnel in his face and shit, and she's talking to him. I sat there and I was just like, it's a good thing these two turned out to be good actors, because otherwise this could have been like a film study in nepotism if this scene had not gone well and these people had not turned out to be such good actors.
You know, I think we're forgetting the main Nepo baby in the room, and that would be Jeff Bridges.
Yes, but the thing is, Jeff Bridges is also old as fuck and has done years upon years upon years of cinema by the time this came around. Jeff Bridges is in the back 40 at this point. Like, the back nine. Sorry, not the back 40. Back nine. Like, Jeff Bridges is Jeff Bridges and will always be Jeff Bridges. Yes, he's Lloyd Bridges' son, but Jeff Bridges did a lot of shit to get to being Jeff Bridges. Whereas Dakota Johnson and Louis Pullman, like Louis Pullman prior to this, he did that little bit. Like, I will always remember Louis Pullman. Like, the reason I think he was so good in Thunderbolts as well is because he can play that, like, he can play very mentally disturbed person with just his facials, and that came from him being an Elephant, the Gus Van Sant film, where he played one of the shooters. The role where he was the insane bully fucking in that Owen Wilson movie, Drill Bit Taylor, where he was absolutely psychotic.
I don't remember him in that at all.
He plays
he was the bully that was like trying to run them over with his car and had the samurai sword and shit. He was like, "You Siamese bitches!" Like, that was Louis Pullman.
He plays a pretty unhinged character in a movie called Skincare with Elizabeth Banks that just came out early last year or the year before. Like, he does, he's really good. He's good. Oh, and can I say, I do want to touch on Dakota Johnson, because a lot of people are she's a divisive actress. A lot of people think she's not very good. She's wooden. I just think she's so
judging that on the 50 Shades and Madam Web. That's why.
Well, I just think she's so I even heard it when people saw Materialists, and I just think she's such a natural actress that she comes across as like effortless, and that's a skill, like, to be that natural. I mean, I think she's really good. I've always enjoyed her. So
yeah, no, I dig her, and I like, as much as like people want to bag on Madam Web, and I'm not saying Madam Web is good. Madam Web is a piece of shit, but she purposely phoned in her fucking whole thing in that, because it was like 2 days into such. Wait, this is a Sony movie, not an actual Marvel movie. Well, fuck this game. Mike, I would do the same thing. Sorry, I would.
Read your contract, kids.
Yeah.
Well, it's not her reading the contract. It's literally her agent saying, "You're going to be part of Spider-Man," and she goes, "Oh, that's fucking MCU," not realizing that no, we're doing this fucking terrible shit. Like, so that was on her agent, and she was like, "Well, fuck this. I'm going to take the money and run." But yeah, 2 things are proven. I did. I said, I'm starting to notice a theme with Greg choosing movies that have cults in them.
I didn't really think about it.
The whole allegory for good and evil and walking the line, like right from the beginning, right from the get. California's good, Nevada's evil, how Cynthia Erivo won't cross that line until she gets the help from Jeff Bridges to do it. And then like the fact that, like Billy Lee is the one walking the line, and he's the one that, tells when he, he's like, you have to choose good or evil, like yada yada, like all of that shit I was digging. I got worried because it was my first viewing. Like I said, I got super worried the moment that Chris Hemsworth showed up until the the title card came up saying his name. I was super fucking afraid this was going to turn into another Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that was supposed to be Charles Manson. I mean, evidently, of course, it's supposed to be, but they made him a different character, so I was thankful for that. I gave an audible thank God the moment I saw Billy Lee on the screen. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, don't make me now.
This would have predated that.
Yes. Yeah.
It would have.
Yeah. Another, now that I think about it, another Quentin Tarantino movie this reminds me of that I think this predates is The Hateful Eight. It's
Hateful Eight came out before it.
Hateful Eight came out before.
But I was reading Letterboxd reviews of this, and somebody wrote, bro seriously just watched Hateful Eight and said, shit, I could do it better.
I know the thing is, you can use that argument, but this is like so many other movies. This is so many other, who done type of movies. Like, it's not just Hateful Eight. Like there's a bunch of other movies I could pull parallels from, which is why I'm like, I like his riff on it, on the deconstructed movie.
I agree.
Yeah, like, and just like the layers upon layers of shit they added, like, and how like they never say the name of the person on the film reel when evidently it's supposed to be one of the Kennedys or Martin Luther King. Like,
yeah,
so
that's who it should have been, but they don't have to say it. They leave it ambiguous.
One of my notes is who's on the tape is the what's in the briefcase.
Yeah. So, yep.
Yeah.
Like Pulp Fiction. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. So. Early in the rewatch, I was thinking, I don't know if it all works, but the thrilling points still all stand out. When Ham turns on the audio from the room where Erivo is singing, it's like, it's so well done. That scene where he's in the back and going through the other rooms and looking at it's so good. Like Joe said, great soundtrack. And basically, I basically only have three more notes. One I've alluded to before. I actually think Chris Hemsworth is massively miscast in this film.
Really?
I think. All right, I just don't think Bill Lee should be like a pretty boy, and he is, and they don't do enough to like grunge him up a little bit. Like, I don't even mind that. I don't even mind that he's like, I don't mind that he's like cut and like ripped, because if you're out in the woods and you're just fucking in a cult, you're probably like that anyway. I'm sure we saw all those guys in the other movie, Martha, May, Marlene, whatever. They all were like cut too, because they're not eating shit. You're not eating anything. But I think it should have been played by like a more of a character actor. Like, and I knew who I thought. I have an idea for it, and I'm trying to look for the movies this guy's in because I don't remember his name, but I don't know. I liked Hemsworth a lot, and I loved him as the villain in Furiosa. But yeah, I don't know. I just think he's the one miscast here. He's too pretty, too charming. I kind of wish he had more of an edge even in like his look. But again, he's such a good actor. It doesn't derail anything. It doesn't derail anything. I don't know. And Joe mentioned the budget being $32 million, which I'm imagine a lot of it went to the name actors. But my biggest note was, how much money did they add to the budget to show that one flashback for Lewis Pullman's character? There's a massive war scene for like 90 seconds. It's like,
yeah,
why?
That was one of the other things. Like the second Lewis Pope, like when he goes, I've killed too many people, and she goes, how many have you killed? And he goes, 123. And all of a sudden we see a fucking title card. I'm like, no, we're in the fucking thick of things. Do not go to another flashback now. But I was like, okay, he's in Vietnam. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, it's done. All right.
And it's short. Cool. and it's short, but it definitely it definitely costs like millions of dollars for like 90 seconds. All they had to do was have him like with the sniper rifle and then show like through the sniper lens, like a war bet. They didn't need to do that scale of it was crazy. I'm almost willing to bet that they have a lot more that they just cut from that because the movie is happening on 2 hours and 30 minutes. They probably said we get it. We get the impact from 90 seconds. We don't need the 6 minutes. That's probably what happened. But
so apparently I was reading up on a little bit of it, and so they actually bumped it back up to 2 hours and 21 minutes because they tried a shorter cut to test audiences who hated it. So because they were like no sense. So they had to add footage back in to bump it back up to 2 hours and 21 minutes. But of course they moved the premiere date of it to move it off of when other stuff was coming out because they didn't want it to interfere. But a lot of and critics were it's like 75% of critics tend to like it. But they said audiences were probably turned off by the R rating and the runtime. But they showed that if you have a shorter runtime, it would have been far worse. So while it lost money, it probably could have lost far more money.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you make something that's really good, I don't care if it's like almost at a break even. It is what it is at that point. Last two things, I will correct myself. This was actually Cynthia Erivo's first movie because Widows came out a month later. She also only did one movie. Actually, I'm sorry. She did this small part in Widows, and then she got nominated for Best Actress playing Harriet Tubman the year after, which is insane. and since then, she's only done one or two other movies before doing the two Wickeds. So we'll see what she does after this. Should be quite interesting. And last but not least, I will echo Joe's Parks and Recs sentiment because it comes full circle when Jerry shows up at the end.
Yeah, Gary Gergich. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Jerry. But yeah.
Jerry, not Jerry.
Well, they call them both. So,
Well, they call them Gary, Jerry, Terry, and Larry.
Yeah.
Yes. But it was Jerry and Gary the most of the time.
It was by the end of the show, he got his name back. Yeah.
I will. So I funny enough, I did like this a hair more than I first did. I rated it 7 to 10 the first time. I will be giving it 8 this time. I really like it. Really good.
What I would give it. Yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah. I really glad that I finally scratched it off the list, and I'm happy as fuck. I finally saw it. Real happy.
Did you guys ever see the viral video from the press junket for this movie with John Hamm, Kaylee Spaney, and Dakota Johnson? And Dakota Johnson is hanging all over Kaylee Spaney and like playing with her earrings and just like real inappropriate. And you can see how uncomfortable Kaylee Spaney is. And John Hamm, during the interview, they're talking, he has to like intervene and he pushes her hand away and he's like, "What are you doing?" It's really creepy.
Never seen it. Nope.
Really creepy.
I vaguely remember it. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. Now I got to get to this just reminds me of like other movies in this vein that I haven't watched yet. Like Last Night in Soho. I still haven't sat down and watched. But yeah. So if you are interested in viewing Bad Times at El Royale, it is currently available on the Internet Archive. You're welcome. It is also available as video on demand on Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and Fandango at Home. Plex was not liking me when I was trying to watch this, so I was happy that I uploaded it to the Internet Archive because I had opened up the Internet Archive on my phone and cast it to my TV to be able to watch the movie because Plex was like kept on me when I was trying to watch it.
I'm actually shocked this is not streaming anywhere because it's
swear
pretty
it was on.
It's on Netflix. I think that's how I watched it. Originally.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, and the thing is, because it's a 20th Century Fox property, like it's in limbo, so it's not on Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just being licensed out to whoever, whenever.
Right. Like I said, they were like, we didn't make any money on this, so and that's basically where it is. All right, so that means it's my turn. So I'm gonna need a coffee. So my poll for this episode was 2019's Color Out of Space.
Look at this.
All those years in the big city, we finally got it. We're living the dream.
Maybe it is a dream.
Then everything just blew up. Big flash, like a pink light. Or actually, I don't even know what color it was. It wasn't like any color I'd ever seen before.
Looks like a meteorite. It's radioactive. I mean, it's from space, right? Meteorites are generally ordinary rocks.
How can something that big just disappear? Did you plant those?
No.
Ward, come here for a sec.
Oh, God.
What are you doing? Shh. He's talking to me. Who's talking to you? A man in the well.
It's in the static, it's in the moisture. It's in here, is out there. What's out there is in here now.
Everything's under control.
Oh, you're getting so in denial. That thing from the meteorite changes everything around it.
It's just the color.
Can you believe me now?
I don't know what I believe anymore. Everything's gonna be A-okay.
All right. So released in 2019, Color Out of Space was a short story by HP Lovecraft that was adapted for the screen by Richard Stanley and Scarlett Amaris, directed by Richard Stanley, starring Nicolas Cage, Elliot Knight, Madeline Arthur, and Tommy Chong. On a budget of $12 million, its worldwide box office was $1 million. The synopsis is, the Gardner family moves to a remote farmstead in rural New England to escape the hustle of the 21st century. They are busy adapting to their new life when a meteorite crashes into their front yard, melts into the earth, and infects both the land and the properties of space-time with a strange otherworldly color. To their horror, the family discovers this alien force is gradually mutating every life form that it touches, including them. Dealer chooses to hold.
Okay. Greg, here to go.
Well, I think both neither of us have gone first this time, right? So you're free to go. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So, to quote Roger Ebert, which I don't do often, I hated this movie. I think it's tonally inconsistent. The characters have no apparent motivation at times. There's a film that came out the same year called Annihilation with Natalie Portman. Annihilation did it better. There's such stupid stuff in this movie. Like, when the mom fuses with the son, and then they're in the living room and you learn all of a sudden that for some reason sunlight hurts her. So they close the blinds and it's pitch black in the living room. And they say, no, we must go up to the attic where there's direct fucking sunlight. It has all the tropes that so tired. It's the kid who senses something. Oh, I can talk to it. Hey, what's this kid talking about? He's talking to the wall. Oh no, he's talking to the spirit. And the fucking the loony expert who lives in the woods, who knows what's really happening, man, because he knows the real deal because he's at one with nature. And then he eventually like, this is just cliche after cliche, and Nicolas Cage is terrible.
But Mark, it's Richard Stanley.
Listen, I like The Island of Dr. Moreau, flaws and all. And when I saw that he directed this, I was like, oh yeah, man, I can't wait to see what he does. I wish he hadn't have done nothing. I wish this never got made. It's so atrocious and boring, and how it's like 2.5 hours long. Fuck you, movie. That's too long to be.
Let me make a caveat, because I saw in that trailer, it says the return of Richard Stanley. Stanley had actually come back and done a segment of a horror anthology a year before this called The Theater Bazaar. And the segment he did in that was actually pretty good.
Cool. Well, I mean, because this pink purple being, which there is purple light in every single scene, which got annoying after a while. It's permeating their minds, and so they don't really know what they're doing. Like, the mother cuts her fingers off when she's chopping vegetables and she doesn't know why. That never gets resolved. Like, they're acting weird, and nothing, like there's no mystery to it. It's just like a bunch of people that are being controlled by something they don't understand, and then wackiness ensues. I didn't like it at all, man.
Wackiness ensues.
F minus. I will say one positive thing. The poster kicks all kinds of ass. That's a beautiful poster. That's about it.
How do I follow up that one? All right. Well, I'll start by saying Joe and I did each other favors this week, because this is similarly to Joe. I've had this on my top of my list for quite a long time. I almost watched it a bunch of times. And it's only about, let's see here. It came out only, a couple months after. Oh, no, actually, no, it looks like it came out about a year after El Royale. So, yeah, it was sitting on my list for a while.
Well, it actually hit theaters in January of 2020. Not a really good time.
No. So, I try to watch every kind of Cage thing. So, I was looking forward to it. I also got way back into horror more so around 2015 or so. So I started checking out most of the releases. So this is always pretty high up there. So I did like it more than Mark. I think maybe because I've seen movies that are sort of like this, and I have no problem with them being just what they are. Like, all right, there's an alien thing presence and things are crazy shit is happening. Now, would I take the steps that a lot of these characters take in the story? No. And actually Mark brings up Annihilation, which is one of my top 10 movies of the past 10 years. So yeah, that movie is much better, but I don't, other than somewhat of I see your comparisons sort of, but it's almost like Joe's comparison of Buckaroo Banzai and They Live. It's pretty, pretty skeletal of the comparison. But But yeah, I mean, I thought some of it worked. I don't know what you said. It was almost 2.5 hours. Is the version on the drive like 2.5 hours?
No, it just feels like it apparently to Mark.
That's not the first time Mark has thought a movie has been like way longer than it is. So that tracks, I guess. But
I think it's 2 hours flat.
It's 150 on Hulu. So I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
it's still too long.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily. I mean, this is like a lot of this is like a mood, like a lot of mood. So like you could easily trim 10 minutes because it's just a lot of it's mood. Like there's a horror movie that came out this year called Good Boy, and it's like 70 minutes. It's like 70 minutes, and it's like because you don't need any more time. Like that's all you need. And like, this probably could have been 70 minutes, but what I really want to get to is what I wish I had done. I almost pulled out my Lovecraft collection, and I almost read Color Out of Shape just to see what similarities were at all, or where they actually pulled any narrative from. Because I know like a lot of this stuff is really hard to adapt to the screen. So like Mark said, the characters don't do anything. They don't have any motivations. I don't know if they do in the story. I would be hard pressed to think they do. If the story is even somewhat similar, there might not even be kids. There might not be anything. I have no idea. Again, probably should have done a little bit of research if I wanted to comment on that. But I don't know. I did think some of it was like, I did think a lot of the choices of that were like kind of just like I'm pointing out things that are like just so dumb. Like the daughter has 3 separate plates of food on her bed while she's trying to like sleep around them. And I'm like, you're definitely kicking those off your bed or something. Like you're not going to have and Nick Cage comes out and tells the cops like, my wife and I were in bed, for the first time since the operation. I'm like, yo, TMI, bro. What are you doing?
Stupid. I was making excuses for the dumb dialogue. I'm like, okay, maybe it's because their minds are kind of warped from this thing permeating their cells. And after a while, I was like, no, this is just bad dialogue.
They are alpacas. I'm like, oh,
That's
man.
why I added that to the beginning.
Yeah, man. It's time. It's about time Cage went full Cage in this thing. Like, let's go, man. Let's go. We need it. I don't know. I was like, I know it's a tail, but that totally looks like a pterodactyl dick flying around the sky. I don't know. I got to say, for a movie of this budget, the purplish insect looks pretty good. I thought that was pretty well done.
Oh, the praying mantis, yeah.
I thought a lot of the scenes looked just like paintings, which was pretty beautiful.
Pan's Labyrinth did the enchanted insect much better.
Oh,
That's
I'm sure, but I'm sure it had like,
a bigger budget,
20 times budget. Yeah, I mean, so, and I did think I know Mark said the mom and the son becoming attached was, I don't know how you described it in the negative terms.
They just fuse together into this big blob, which happens off camera.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I did think when they show them like kind of, I thought the practical effects when they were like combined was pretty gruesome. I thought it was pretty well done. And that
the noises she was making too were pretty ghastly. Like
yeah,
the gasping and moaning and ugh.
It was pretty well done though. And then I have one last note, which I don't even know what it means. I just said, why would the survivor survive on multiple levels? Which I don't know what that means. If anyone wants to clue me in, I don't know.
Because you were probably thinking that if he was exposed to this being or whatever, that he would come out with this thing already attached to him or inside him or something.
I guess.
But Elliot Knight like didn't drink the water while he was there and was able to hide from the blast and yeah. So,
but overall, yeah. I mean, I didn't love it. I liked it. I thought it was decent enough. I do know that without reading Color Out of Space, I do know that the color in the written part the story is not described, so they kind of had to settle on this pink purple themselves. Yeah, they don't describe the color, but
yeah,
I had good time with it.
I'd like to know how the Wiccan stuff holds up under scrutiny.
Oh well, good thing you got someone here that studies that shit. So, okay, so Card on the Table. This is a movie that, much like El Royale, was I haven't seen it yet, so this was time viewing it.
Oh, nice.
The reason I even consider it is because there have been several documentaries in the past few years and series on Shudder that have sung the praises of this movie, talking about how the allegory of it and how, and how well it was shot, and, a triumph for Richard Stanley to come back to do a feature-length film and all these things. And I said, well, you see, my problem is it's based on an HP Lovecraft story. And anyone that knows me notoriously knows that I fucking hate HP Lovecraft.
Is it all the racism?
No, but I'll get to that. No, my reason for hating HP Lovecraft is because when I was like 18, 19 years old, I had actually never read any Lovecraft at that point. But I had a book of, I think it was called Bloodlines. It was an anthology book about like vampire stories around New England. And there was one in it by H.P. Lovecraft. At least a taste of H.P. Lovecraft with a short story before I actually pick up any of the books. And that short story, it was called The Shunned House. And I just remember like 8 pages describing the fucking peeling paint on one wall. And I was just like, how the fuck can people get into this when like it just draws on and on and on, and I could just and I went back to other stuff over the years because everyone's like, oh no, you just need to, Lovecraft is, he spawned a whole thing, everything about eldritch horror and fucking old gods and everything. That's all of crap, and I hate that fucking word. Dude wrote 3 stories about old gods, and this was one of them. I don't give a fuck because he made up a bunch of shit. And then the other reason was, the whole thing where people were saying that Richard Stanley was a genius for this by making Elliot Knight's character black because he's the only survivor, and it would knock H.P. Lovecraft aside to see that the black guy was the one that survived all of this because of how notorious of a fucking racist he was. So getting to getting with all of that, now that I have watched the movie, I still fucking hate H.P. Lovecraft. And I thought that I don't understand why this movie has like a 90% on tomatoes. I don't fucking get it. And that's critics and audience score. Like both of them were like high 80 or low 90. I'm like, bro, no.
Yeah,
no. Like I like Nick Cage being Nick Cage in it.
Did you like it or did you just hate it?
Oh no, I was not a fan. Is my fucking camera fucked again?
Yeah, we have to start over. We'll start the whole show over.
No, once.
No, I know.
There you are. Yes. Everywhere I go there. Besides Nick Cage being Nick Cage in a few, oh my god.
We'll get there. I will say this is probably like bottom third of like recent Cage.
Really? Yeah. Have you seen Pig?
Yeah, it's great.
I can't say good enough things about that film.
So good. I hate the one part I hate about our podcast is that, and I've said this before, like you don't want to ask too many times, or have you seen too many movies? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Have you seen this? Because we don't want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You played my hand on Annihilation because, like I said, Annihilation is one of my favorite movies of the past decade, like easily. Like, I love that movie.
I think it's.
I guess I'm just gonna have to switch to 480p.
I will get to finish it off. No problem.
Yeah, and so anyways, not really a fan, and so now let's get into my notes because fucking just these are literally like books that I have like at the ready, like right in front of me. Fucking don't tell me I don't know my shit. It's not like I don't teach classes on this shit or anything. Okay. And this is why this is what Richard Stan can piss me off, because like every time I'll fall asleep watching the Dr. Moreau documentary and he starts talking about his mom's coven, I get super fucking mad because I'm like, bro, your mom's not a witch. Your mom follows stupid fucking wacko Crowley shit. Like Aleister Crowley, when he went off the fucking deep end, is the shit your mom practices. And that's not, which he's like, that's why I saw a hyena outside her house and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, nah, bro, your mom was on heavy psychedelics because she's a fucking drug addict. Anyways, so, and here's my issue. Like, okay, you want to talk about how you're leading things. Like I actually had an inkling of hope because my very first note for this movie was right after the voiceover, and you see Lavinia standing there, and I said, well, at least you got the archangels right. When she's actually, I'm like, hey, she got the 4 names of the archangels right. Okay, maybe this won't be so bad. Then 10 seconds later, when fucking Elliot Knight shows up and he's like, Alexandrian or Wiccan, and she goes, guess which? I'm like, hey, asshole. Alexandrian is a sect of Wicca. They are not separate. I'm like, that's like saying Christian or Baptist.
Yeah.
They're the same fucking thing. Like, literally, like, and the whole thing is like, there's a whole big conversation to be had that is not for this about Gardnerian Wicca and how it's modernized hubbubaloo thrown on top of old world religions that have existed for hundreds of years, and how you can pick out a fucking idiot who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing the second Wicca, because Wicca was not a word until the 1950s. Like, fuck off. Like, that's, and so like, and then she's sitting there like trying to practice this shit, and she starts fucking doing blood magic and carving sigils into her skin, and I'm like, no. I was like, your stupid drug addict mom who followed Crowley might have done that shit. That is not what fucking like modern fucking witches fucking do. You do not fucking, number one, you don't carve. You can literally just use fucking, you can draw. You don't carve. And fucking, and then when she picks up the Necronomicon, I'm like, that was literally a work of fiction. That's literally a work of fiction by Lovecraft. It is not a religious text. It is not a spiritual text. It's a fucking novel. Like, why are you looking in the Necronomicon for shit to do? Like, hold on. I don't know. Like, one day I'm going to have a fucking crisis of faith and I'm going to go pick up a copy of Curious George. Because that's basically what you just fucking did. Like, I don't fucking get, oh my God, it was just pissing me off so much. And then like, okay, yeah, but it's like, because we got to add in the little Easter eggs in case people didn't realize this was HP Lovecraft. So we got to add in the Necronomicon, and we got to add in that the photograph of Nick Cage's dad is HP Lovecraft. I don't care.
I didn't recognize that.
Yeah, that was a picture of HP Lovecraft. My father was an abusive alcoholic. Yeah, because HP Lovecraft was a alcoholic. Like, there's just so many people. Like, this was like the perfect storm of people I hate, people who don't know shit about what modern paganism is, and people who think HP Lovecraft is some fucking genius, just crossed in its giant purple strobe light. That's all I could fucking see. It's like, okay, like I get it. Yes, the man. Yeah, okay. Eldritch God in the well. I get it. I'm just waiting. I'm like waiting for the tentacles. Waiting for the tentacles. Waiting for the tentacles because it's HP Lovecraft. Like
Right.
that's you know. And then like the second she gets on the horse, I'm like, your pentacle tattoo. The one. Yeah, no. And I'm supposed to be worshiping like rather than food than farm to table stuff. Like none of this makes sense. Around like and because it's like obviously you had your source material. Richard Stanley wrote this. Like, bro, like maybe there's a reason you've been a fucking recluse in the fucking mountains in France for so many fucking years because you have lost the fucking plot, bro. You are not at one with reality anymore. I said, why is it every time the term New England is thrown around in the description of a movie, not just this, but any movie, if you hear the words New England thrown in the description, it automatically means it has to be backwoods, rural ass place where the nearest town's an hour away. Like, find me anywhere outside of Maine where you cannot, where you have to drive over an hour to hit civilization in New England. Like even in Vermont, like I've taken road trips to Vermont, like it's not that long in between stops. Like Maine is the only fucking spot, and it makes even less sense because this is supposed to take place in fucking Rhode Island. If you're an hour away in Rhode Island from everything else, you're no longer in Rhode Island.
Yep.
Like, granted, yes, it's all the fake names: Arkham, Dunwich, Innsbruck, all that.
Dunwich,
shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, those are all names of fake fucking fake towns in fucking Lovecraft's fucking lore. But they're all supposed to take place in Rhode Island. Like, no, nothing. Like, no. I clocked it. The 57-minute mark is when Nicolas Cage turns into Nicolas Cage.
Can I give something a shout out that did Lovecraft did Lovecraft well? I don't know if you guys have seen it. It only lasted one season. Lovecraft Country on HBO. Yes, very good.
I've
never seen it.
I've been meaning to watch it because I was told it was good, and it has fucking Kang in it, Jonathan Majors. And wasn't it supposed to be like an anthology series?
Well, we don't know because it got canceled. I don't know what it would have been.
I thought it got 2 seasons.
Nope, canceled after one season. Yeah, Journey Smollett in that is amazing, and also the woman that's in Sinners is in it too. It's really good. HBO fumbled the bag on that one, but
it was way too expensive. They fumbled that was when they were putting out series that people were like, yeah, and then they're like, yeah, no. They did the same thing with the Watchmen series they came out with. That was fucking gold, and then they were like, cliffhanger, yeah, no, we're not doing another season.
No, that's actually incorrect. Lindelof was going to do just one season, and then he said, well, if I come up with an idea, I can do another season. And then he told HBO, well, I don't have any ideas. If you want to have somebody else come up with an idea, you can. But it was always really envisioned as like one, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, no, but if you want to see good Lovecraft interpretations kind of spun throughout something different, watch that. It's good, really good.
The only Lovecraft interpretation type of movie that I ever cared for was Dagon, which is like about fish people. But but yeah, some other notes I had here. Yeah, no practicing which has that many candles on hand just to automatically do a summoning circle in the middle of the damn night. Like, I make fucking candles and I don't have that many candles around for a fucking summoning circle. The part where they fucking go into the stable and they see the alpacas all like, I'm like, I too have seen John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
Because that was literally, that's all I fucking thought of the moment. I'm like, it's going to be like The Thing.
Yep.
I said, okay, I get the whole let's keep it modern with cell phones being there, but if you were living in a house in the middle of fucking nowhere, you would still have a landline. I said, I mean, okay, at least we get a movie where the little kid isn't safe. That's a given. Tommy Chong was actually the only part of this movie I didn't mind, because his character like held out the longest. And like it's like, yeah, it was a fucking stereotypical trope, but at least like, he leaves the shit behind where it's like he was, he was trying to explain it. And his character could have been way more over the fucking top, especially for it being Tommy fucking Chong.
True.
Like he could have been far worse. Like we got halfway grounded Tommy Chong. We didn't get Tommy Chong from Senior Trip. Like, but yeah, just I don't get it. Like, I'm happy I knocked it off my list, so now I can just say, okay, I finally fucking watched it. And it's not going to be looming over me anymore. But now I'm really going to go back to the shit like Eli Roth's History of Horror, I think was one of the series that talked about it in one thing. And I think they talked about it in Horror Noir because obviously, like, Lovecraft was a fucking racist. But just the way they talk about it, about like they fucking gesticulate about how amazing of a fucking movie it is. And I'm like, I am not seeing it at all. Like, I'm with you on this one, Mark. Like, I got nothing. I fucking got nothing.
Again, I liked it. I mean, but
I did not.
I don't see anything I mean, I won't watch it again, or like it's not like unbelievable. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Like,
yeah, like it was, and it was during that time when like it was like every like we're gonna have 18 Nick Cage come out at the same time, because this was right after Mandy and right at the same time as Insufferable Weight of
Unbearable Weight,
Talent, Unbearable Weight of yeah, the Pedro Pascal movie, the one that got Pedro Pascal being the hottest thing in Hollywood afterwards. It all started with that movie. But yeah, not a fan. But if you are interested in watching The Color Out of Space, it's currently available on Shudder, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Philo, Hoopla, and Tubi. So you have your options, both paid and free. All right. While we're about to make our selections for next episode, I would like to let everyone know that we will be recording our special December edition of Cinematic Jackass this upcoming weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that, as we will be viewing a more modern movie once again. I mean, every time we've been watching some form of a modern movie. And once again, on Cinematic Jackass, when we watch a movie, none of us have seen it before, and I know nothing about it other than the title. And I'm assuming both of these guys are as well. So I will let you know that the movie we'll be watching for the December holiday edition of Cinematic Jackass is entitled The Grinch That Stole Bitches. It's real. Anyways. Whew. All right. So let's go in our order from today. Mark, what is your pull for our next episode?
I picked 1984's unreleased, but you can find it on Internet Archive, Nothing Lasts Forever.
Greg?
I've got 2019 Ad Astra.
And my pull is 2006's Gamers the Movie. Those will get thrown in the drive eventually soon, and we will reconvening right. I might have to. Ooh, that's going to be interesting, because that's going to fall right around New Year's when we want to do our whole big hullabaloo. But we'll figure it out. We'll do what we do. But yeah, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us here on YouTube, or maybe viewing us on us. It looks like we're not going back to Spotify, because Spotify have turned into a bunch of cunts. And until I can dole out extra money to find somewhere else to host an RSS feed of us to go out to things like Google and Apple Podcasts and things like that. Unfortunately, that's going to be the only places you can find us for the time being. I apologize for that, but hit up Spotify and tell them to stop being assholes to their to their creators, because people are leaving people are leaving the platform in droves. So, with that being said, we got everything out of our way. Like I said, Cinematic Jackass will record this weekend. Besides that, we're good to go. For Mark and Greg, let's New Jack swing on out of here.